What's good, man? Welcome back to Jug Rich Trades and Stocks, where we spilling all the info that they don't want you to know. And today, I ain't gonna keep y'all here for too long. I just want to show y'all how y'all can easily make some money in the stock market. Today, I'm gonna be giving y'all my rationale and my thesis as to why and how I did make 1K in under 10 minutes a day trading Saturday. And I'm gonna also put y'all onto some free game and what to keep on y'all radar moving forward for the stock market in the upcoming week and the rest of the week. So without further ado, let's get straight into the money. You did. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, and let us know where y'all yapping in from in the comments, man. So before we get into the charts today, man, I do want to pull up the U.S. economic calendar and see what news is on the radar for the rest of the week, man. Tomorrow we got ADP employment, everything at 9:30 and 9:15 before the market open, and then we got some light PMI and ISM services data that's coming out. So I would wait until 10 a.m. to see where the market will decide to go. Thursday we don't got none, but Friday we got an important schedule. We got a lot of PCE data, a lot of index data, consumer sentiment, and consumer credit at 3. The consumer credit ain't too big, but it's really what's happening early in the morning that's going to decide how the day is going for the rest of the day. So make sure y'all pay attention to that, man. And then as far as earnings, we got CRM to keep on our radar, Snow, Dollar Tree, if you into like more grocery sector with Walmart and things like that. And then Thursday we got TD, BMO, some of the main banks, Dollar General, but it's really a light earnings week, man. No Nvidias or none of the big tech stocks and none of the Mag 7 movies. You understand what I'm saying? So before I explain how we've been putting belt to on the stock market and SPAC, you understand what I'm saying? I do want to remind y'all with this trading stuff, man, y'all gonna hear a lot of people come up here and get to talking and get to rambling. That's why I like to say, let's get straight into the money, man, because we not talking and rambling. And it's gonna be a lot of people that try to make you feel like the way you trade is wrong, or you can only make money the way that they trade. You understand what I'm saying? But as y'all can see, when we're in market times like this, there's money to make both ways on calls and playing puts. You feel me? I watched my con go from, hold on, I'm gonna show y'all that we not capping too. I watched my con go from 83 cent. Let's see, 83 cent. My buy order was filled on puts today. I sold them for a triple up right quick, man, in a span of 2 15-minute candles. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just to show y'all how trading stock options can definitely be a good vehicle and a good mover of your money when it comes to making generational wealth. Because you can trade, make your rent right quick, and then spend the rest of the day with your family. You understand what I'm saying? You don't gotta miss 10 hours of work or 10 hours of your day, 12 hours of your day. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point that out, man, before we hop into the tech analysis, bro. Don't let people guide y'all wrong out here. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to intraday trading, man, if we put spot on a higher time frame and put it on the daily time frame and hide these drawings. So right today I seen we have been green for 6 consecutive days in the stock market with no reds. We don't do that a lot of the times. You understand what I'm saying? You can always look to the left if you need confirmation. This was a run during the rally. You understand what I'm saying? This was a great run, but even this right here wasn't 6 consecutive days without red. So I woke up today kind of late for the market, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna rush into anything. I'm gonna see what the market does. You understand what I'm saying? And then I woke up around like 10:30. You feel me? I got myself together. So I'm like, okay, it was already approaching this key level of 684, you feel me, where we have reacted from intraday a lot of the times. And you see on this day, we had got capped out there. On this previous day, it was the high. So in the previous week or two, this has been the high and resistance and sell-off area. And if we can pull up the smart money concepts, it'll load up. Update the latest version. Yeah, this shit ain't not pulling up, but yeah, it's a big sell wall right here because SPY has been making a lower high trend. So I wanted to keep that in mind before we scaled down to the lower time frames, the 15-minute time frames. So I like to trade on the 15-minute, man. I feel like I trade the best on the 15-minute, me personally. You understand what I'm saying? I'll use the higher time frames for confirmation and sentiment, and then I'll use the lower time frames to find my entries and figure out how I'm playing the market intraday. So, well, waking up today, we're going to explain. I woke up around these candles. You understand what I'm saying? And I almost had got mad, right? But I didn't let my emotions get the best of me. Always remember, trading is more of a mental game than anything. So I had a buy order that was sitting on calls right down here, because if we make this thing bigger, you'll see. Okay, SPY was kind of on some chop, chop, chop. I woke up around this candle. You understand what I'm saying? And I said, okay, it's approaching pre-market lows. So I'm not going to rush into puts down here. That wouldn't make sense for me to buy puts while it's trying to break out, or while it could break out before I get confirmation to the downside. You understand what I'm saying? Under pre-market lows. So I'm like, all right, I waited for it to sweep the lows, and then I wanted it to retest this point down here. Ideally, I wanted this second 15-minute candle to come retest down there again, let me in, and then we take off and target up here, target the liquidity zone up here. But I said, okay, since I missed that move, I'm going to take a deep breath. I ain't going to get mad, and I'm going to figure out what the next move is. This chess, not checkers. So I said, okay, these candles are overly shaking ass. I'm not going to rush and buy calls. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know I can make money both ways. What is a put? A put option is basically saying you're buying a certain contract, saying that the stock is going to go below the strike price, or the price of the stock is going to go lower ever since you bought the con, in order for you to make money. You get what I'm saying? So if you get what I'm saying, man, type W's in the chat, man. So wham bam, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go puts right here because, again, this is above the highs of yesterday, so that would be sweeping the liquidity that's laying overhead, and this is a key resistance of what was overnight and what we sold off heavy from overnight. That's why we had that big gap down. You understand what I'm saying? So I entered puts right here with a stop 20 cents above the next even level of 684. And then y'all see what happened, man. It was a straight shot down. Now, I seen that it was coming down real fast and getting oversold on the lower time frames. So I didn't want to overstay my welcome. And why would I want to overstay my welcome, man? Again, if I pull up this, and I'm gonna post again so y'all can see I'm not capping. We switched to Mumu too, man. We switched to Mumu. I'm now a Mumu trader. I don't trade on Robinhood no more. Man, hold on. Well, it's good for real, for real. Forget the light, man. But let's see. Y'all gotta remember these dollar amounts y'all see right here. Y'all gotta do times 100, because essentially when you're trading options, you're buying the contract, and the contract is saying you have the ability to buy or sell 100 shares of whatever entity, ETF, or stock that you're trading. You get what I'm saying? So this is really $83 per contract. Now you do that times 6, that's a roughly 600. Now I sold these same 6 contracts for $3 each. You do 3 times 6, 3 times 5 would be 15. So a little over 1500. You get what I'm saying? So that's just to give y'all a little perspective on how easy it is to make money in the stock market. Now, I'm not gonna talk y'all ear off, man. Yesterday it was the same type of thesis. I saw the market approaching the lows, man, and then I got in on the buy side of that. And again, it's basically what I explained on why I wanted to get in this trade on calls down here and snipe the market, not have it. I don't need the market to move up $20 for me to make money when you're trading options. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the power you have with it. Now I'm gonna put my 3 favorite plays and setups on y'all radar, man, so it'll be easy for y'all to make money, man. I want y'all to type in ticker symbol IREN. And if we turn this on a weekly time frame, y'all will see that we have been overbought and shaking ass for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? Now we have a lot of fair value gaps to fill from the downside. We have one right here, boom. We have another one right here. And the fair value gap, man, y'all can just, fair value gap visually is when you have a 3 candle pattern and it's the space between the lowest point on the third candle and the highest point on the first candle. So these are all fair value gaps that technically have to get filled at some point for the imbalance to get filled and more buyers to come and step in, because it's going to make more money in the long run for the business if they let more buyers in for a cheaper price, if you understand what I'm saying. So now we put this on a daily time frame. If we know we have that liquidity to target, we can say, okay, we tried to make a base down here, but we had a big, let me do this trend line. We reacted a couple times down here. Now I like it under 39.8 for puts targeting $32, man. I'm gonna make it real simple for y'all. If IREN ticker symbol comes under 39.8 puts targeting this next liquidity zone under here that we broke out of this order block from. You understand what I'm saying? And we have imbalance down there. Now RGTI. Boom. RGTI. I don't know why it looked like that. Hold on. Wham bam. There we go. RGTI is approaching the 200 EMA, man. The 200 exponential moving average. And as y'all can see, every time it approaches the 200 EMA, this holds true with a lot of stocks, man, especially when a stock is uptrending. Those are buy points at 200 exponential moving average. So y'all see how we reacted good. We might be trying to form a new base. So I'm looking to see if we can react to where we had this bullish pin bar at right here. And let's see if we have the confirmation on the weekly time frame. Yep, we do. This is an old weekly liquidity zone. Y'all see how this was resistance at one point on the weekly time frame? Boom, we broke it. Now, as I tell y'all all the time, resistance gets turned to support after it's broken and vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to put RGTI on y'all radar to react to $20. You feel me? Now, if we start coming under there, I will wait. I don't really like it doesn't really make sense to play puts because the next zone is at $17. Yeah, I can't snipe that down if y'all want to, but I will wait for more of a buying opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Because RGTI, I like their roadmap. I like what they got going on. They heavily AI based, and y'all see we have room up to $57. We already lost more than half of the stock value. You understand what I'm saying? So this is really on sale. And then did I have anything else for y'all? Nah, man. I think that was my favorite plays, man. And I just gave y'all some free game on SPAT. So with that being said, man, without further ado, whoop-de-doo, man. I'm going to tap in with y'all tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all putting belt the ass on the market with me, man. If y'all want to join the Discord, make sure y'all hit that link in the description. If not, keep yapping in, hit that subscribe button, and stay with us for the free game. You did.